has to now quarantine herself, and she cannot be here today. Ms. Dlamini had in her paper set out the reason for that, and she had also
And
submitted.
where is the second application?
Chair, may I beg leave to hand it up to yourself? My attorney has just arrived. If you could just give me a minute's indulgence so that I can do so.
Chair, if I might be of assistance,
Yeah.
you will find it at page 41 to 55 of the bundle that you've been given this morning. It was inserted this morning.
Oh, okay.
Thank you,
okay.
Chairman.
I can see it, yeah. Okay. It's the notice of motion that's not signed, but the affidavit is signed. Yes. Yeah, continue.
Chair, may I still beg leave to hand up a further copy?
No, I've got.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah. I wasn't aware that it's been put in here.
Chair, I would like you to refer you to the relevant paragraphs upon which we seek for the postponement. And that is essentially, I believe that your bundle might be paginated, Chair. Mine is not. If I refer you to paragraph 7, which is on page 2 of her affidavit,
Yeah.
she sets out that she had already participated in a first consultation with the evidence leader on the 11th of August 2020. That was the first consultation. The second consultation was scheduled for the 13th of August 2020. That was yesterday afternoon. She had also made the necessary arrangements to be here the previous day, the 12th of August 2020, and she intended to consult with her legal team as well as myself, and as well as her counsel, and also to attend the second consultation. However, during the course of 11th August 2020, certain of her family members informed her that they have been tested positive for COVID-19. She has since been exposed to them on the various occasions, specifically the funeral that happened over the weekend of the 8th and the 9th, which included the Virgil ceremony as well. And she then went on the 12th, in paragraph 10, she sets out that she went on the 12th of August 2020 to her doctor, who then advised her that she should stay in quarantine for a period of until the 23rd of August 2020. Chair, in that regard, I'd like to refer you directly to the medical letter, the certificate from the doctor. It is SSD 12. It's annexure SSD 12. Page 53, Chair.
Yes, no, I've quickly read through the affidavit. Subject to what Ms. Kabashe is going to say, it does appear that the fact that she needs to quarantine herself requires that the hearing of her evidence be postponed. What I don't know is whether if somebody had been in contact with somebody who has tested positive and they are quarantining themselves, whether if they don't feel sick, there would be any problem with giving evidence over a video link. Because they are no longer going to give evidence Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, subject to the availability of all concerned. It may be that we could consider whether we could arrange, if she doesn't feel sick, and counsel who might need to consult with her is able to consult with her on Zoom or whatever. That could assist, because then we wouldn't take too long before we have her evidence. Do you know anything about whether that kind of arrangement is something that could be looked at, Council?
Chair, this is you've addressed me on that, and I'm going to have to take instructions, but the other difficulty is that I think it would be to the advantage of Ms. Dlamini if she has the second consultation with the legal team, because that is when she's going to be given, she will have sight of the evidence bundled, and she will be in a better position to be able to assist the Commission and to give evidence, because right now, I must also add, Chair, that in the first application, I haven't even had an in-person consultation with Ms. Dlamini as yet, and I have not been able to consult with her at all. But the issue is that I think that for her benefit and for the Commission, for her to assist the Commission properly, if that second consultation, which was supposed to be a face-to-face consultation and it was supposed to happen last night, would really assist her a great deal. And in that regard, I seek your indulgence to the extent that we can actually have the physical consultation.
Well, you see, I hear from a lot of lawyers that during level 5 and level 4 of the lockdown, they were not sitting at home doing nothing. They were consulting with clients without a physical contact, using technology, Zoom and so on. And a lot of work was happening. Indeed, within the Commission, I understand that a lot of work was being done through those kinds of consultations. So I'm wondering whether there is any impediment to doing it that way, because even if she needs to be taken through the bundles of evidence that she will need to deal with, if she is, if bundles are couriered to her, and when she has a consultation either with you or with the evidence leader, you have the same documents that she has in front of her, and the pagination is the same, it ought to be possible to consult. Or do you think there might be some difficulties with that?
Chair, there are some logistical difficulties, and I do not want to delay the Commission's work, and I'm not speaking on behalf of Ms. Dlamini at this moment. The only difficulty that I am aware of with regard to Ms. Dlamini is the fact that she sits in Kroonstad, and she can't move from there in order to get the evidence, in order to travel to her office, even to get all the other documents and the affidavits that she had regard to previously. She'll have to make arrangements for that, now that it being a weekend. And Chair, we must also bear in mind that although the Commission had advised her that she is aware of all the witnesses that have testified, she specifically set out in her affidavit only in respect of 2 witnesses. And after the first consultation with the evidence leader, it came to light after I have now been on brief that we might have to supplement her affidavit, and not extensively, Chair, because I think the issue is to try to get her here as soon as possible. So we've only asking, so what I am asking and requesting the chair is to give me a short indulgence, but just a reasonable indulgence, so that if she's not tested, I'll make sure that she has all the bundles. I'm not sure what the commission leader, the evidence leader would like to do. Would they like to ask her to look at it electronically or not? But I think that within the span of next week, it's a bit too soon. And I'm really asking for that indulgence so that she'll be given at least sufficient time to prepare. I have not even had the benefit to consult with her, Chair. And the reason why I'm saying that is, and this goes to the first application, I don't want to belabor the point, and it's not an issue anymore due to the compounded effect of the second application. But her counsel, her previous counsel, was ready to consult with the commission already, and he unfortunately was tested for COVID positive on the weekend of the 2nd. And it was only when the commission advised us, after postponement was sought on the 4th, that we were advised that on the 5th of August, we were, the legal representatives for Ms. Lamini was advised that it's not going to go past the commission, she has to be ready. On the 8th, when she was supposed, of August 2020, when she was supposed to meet the evidence leader, that is a day her aunt's funeral took place. I mean, the vigil took place on the 8th of August 2020, and on the 9th of August 2020, that is when the funeral took place. And in that time, she was unable to travel. She was going to come up in this week so that I could consult with her. Now, with her condition being like that, and the fact that she wouldn't have all the documents, I think that we need to give her just a few days to get all of the documents, to get all the information. It includes several witnesses. It's not only those in respect of which is supplemented. Having said that, I also understand that we cannot prejudice this commission and its work, and we cannot ask for an unreasonable delay. That is why in her first application, she just asked for a few days. However, with this issue, it's not that there hasn't been ongoing consultations with her, because we're trying to get her up to speed. But I think that during the course of next week, if she's given that time to go through the evidence properly, she'll be ready to assist the commission.
If we go beyond next week, we might have to use an evening session. We have begun to have evening sessions,
Yes.
for the commission. What happens is that during the day, I would hear evidence of witnesses who were scheduled to give evidence on that day. And then in the late afternoon, when we are done with the day's witness, about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, I start another session with another witness whose evidence might have nothing to do with what I was hearing during the day. And we go into 6, 7, 8, even 8:30. We might even go to 9, because we are trying to finish the work, because we have very little time left. You see, for a number of weeks from now, there are witnesses scheduled. There may be some changes here and there, but I was hoping that if we postpone the hearing of her evidence, we would be able to proceed on one of the days next week, when I know on one of the days when some or other witness will not appear. But the week after that is quite full, and I think the week after that is full. The Estina matter, I think she is if I'm not mistaken, she's the last witness. There might be 1 or 2 others, but we are about to wrap up, and I would like to have it wrapped up as soon as possible. So So if next week is difficult for her and yourself, if we go to that other week, we might have to do an evening session. Either that week, but latest that other week. I wouldn't like us to go beyond that.
Yes.
You understand that, you accept that.
Yes, I'm in your
Yeah.
chair's hands in
Yeah.
that regard.
Yeah. Well, let me hear Ms. Kabashe, what she has to say. You might wish to take your books there.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman,
Yes.
the legal team has actually prepared some submissions because we thought we should place on record the facts as we have understood them. I beg leave to hand up to you, even if it's just for your records, Chair.
Yes, okay.
The submissions we have prepared. The submissions deal with both the first and the second application.
Yes.
Thank you. And we focus in those submissions on the notices that were served, on the fact that there are three notices that we believe Ms. Lamini has had at least a year to attend to, et cetera, et cetera. I really don't want to dwell on that, Chairman, simply because the new application really has overtaken the issues that we raised in relation to the first application. Unfortunately, this COVID pandemic has got all of us running helter-skelter. So as you seem to be indicating, Chair, I understand why she's not here today. So on the basis of the second application, we are not opposing the relief sought. I think what's more important, Chairman, is for me to address you on the practicalities of how we go forward. The legal team is ready to proceed, but I have understood why counsel who is new on the matter feels she really does need to get on top of some of the material that we discussed at the consultation of the 11th. It's rather unfortunate that Ms. Lamini's erstwhile senior counsel, who was very familiar with all the facts, I actually had a short discussion with him, really is indisposed, and there's nothing anybody can do about that. So I think the request is reasonable for a little bit of time. What I was going to suggest, Chairman, is that we possibly try Saturday, if the Chairman and the teams would be available on a Saturday, because we need at least a whole day to take her through the issues that arise from various witnesses, but that also just arise from the functions that she discharged. Night sessions, Chair, we'd probably need at least 2 of those to complete her evidence. So I think that in relation to the practicalities, we will be ready on whichever date that you set. We've kept our diaries clear. And I would at least like a full day, Chair, whichever way you split it, if we do the night sessions. Thank you, Chairman.
No, that's fine. I forgot about Saturdays. We did last year begin to sit on Saturdays. Was it not with you?
It was, Chairman, but fortunately even that was cancelled. At the last minute, for whatever reason, we then moved it.
Okay.
And it was fortunate, if I might say, Chairman, because both Ms. Buthelezi and I had weddings to attend on that particular Saturday.
Yeah.
So we reinstated our old appointments. But yes, we are available, Chairman, to work on Saturdays.
So we could look at a Saturday, or we could look at an evening session. And if it's an evening session, we might have to do it on 2 evenings in succession.
Correct, Chairman.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. I think I'll look at the dates and then we will fix a date. If it's in case we find a normal day, business day, then we can use it. But it may be unlikely. But then we can look either at 2 evening sessions or look at a Saturday. Yeah.
Yes, Chairman. Might I point out that her doctor's note says she should self-isolate until the 23rd of August.
Oh, okay.
That might be a consideration
okay.
you want to bear in mind,
no,
Chairman.
No, that's important. That's important. So it can't be earlier than the 23rd.
Well, I suppose not, Chairman. The other way of dealing with it, of course, is to ask her to go and be tested and wait for those results. It's really a practical conundrum.
Yeah. Well, maybe one can wait, and maybe she probably would know her results sometime next week.
I suggest we simply ask her to come up anytime from the 23rd. She must be available at short notice. And the people she has implicated should know that we could call her on short. Our rules fortunately allow for that, Chairman, on very short notice to come through for an evening session or Saturday session.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I think her counsel must just tell her that as soon as that period has expired, if she hasn't had from the commission in terms of the date, by the time it expires, she must be ready to be called at short notice. But I think we might have just to fix a date as long as it doesn't fall within before the expiry of that date, of that period.
Yes, Chairman.
Yeah. So that also there is certainty on everybody, in terms of everybody, and they can make their arrangements. Okay, no, that's fine.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah. The hearing of the evidence of Ms. Sylvia Seipati Dlamini is adjourned to a date to be determined. We adjourn.